On here again and doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna share some thoughts on a couple of films that I've watched recently and a quick update. Just a few DVDs that I've picked up recently. Now, I may have another update before the end of the month, uh, but for right now, just show a few films that I've picked up. But to start off with the films that I've watched, and I may do full reviews, but just for right now, quick thoughts. First off, we have this Kim Basinger double pack of Blind Date. This is the first one with her and Bruce Willis. Um, Good film. This is before Die Hard. I believe it came out in '87, and I thought Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger had good chemistry. I thought it was a nice film, a nice '80s gem. In the film, you also have John Larroquette, who's in Stripes and the TV show Night Court, and he plays jealous guy that dated Kim Basinger. And there's some fun shenanigans in the film where John Larroquette is chasing after Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger, and some funny moments. You also have William Daniels in the film, who's Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World, um, and Kit from Knight Rider, who plays this judge. Again, nice little '80s film. Um, Kind of hidden gem. Like it's not talked about a lot, but I like Blind Date. It's a fun movie. And you also have My Stepmother's an Alien with Kim Basinger and Dan Aykroyd. And you have Dan Aykroyd as a scientist. And basically, Kim Basinger, comes to Earth. And, it's kind of hard to, well, it's not hard to describe the plot, but basically, Dan Aykroyd falls in love with Kim Basinger as an alien. He's a scientist. And I like it. It's a silly but fun movie. It's not going to be like a comedy favorite, but it has a certain charm to it. And directed by Richard Benjamin, which I've heard of. I've heard of him before, but I don't know what else he's directed. You also have John Lovitz in the film, Alan Silvestri. I thought he provided a nice score throughout the film. And, again, it's a silly film, but it's a fun movie. It's one of those zany '80s comedies. You also have in the film Alice Hannigan, I believe, from Buffy and American Pie, and Seth Green. So you have a little Buffy reunion going on there. Um, but some fun scenes. It's it's definitely a wacky comedy. Some especially some the one scene where she's learning about sex. That was a hot scene. Kim Basinger is hot as an alien. Um, that's an alien I wouldn't mind doing. Lucky for Dan Aykroyd. But it's a wild, fun movie. Again, it's not going to be like a comedy classic, but I like it. It's fun. So a good Kim Basinger double pack, a good, back-to-back film. So if you find this, Blind Date and My Stepmother's an Alien, it's worth it. Um, Next up, we have Silverado. I can show it right there. Yeah, I've already seen The Quick and the Dead. That's a good film. Silverado, I watched for the first time, and it's a fun western. I mean, it's not going to be like a. I wouldn't say it's my favorite western. Um, I would lean towards more like Young Guns or Tombstone, but you have a good cast. You have Kevin Kline in the film, Scott Glenn, Danny Glover, Kevin Costner, Jeff Goldblum. Uh, he played the character Slick, and Linda Hunt's in the film. Brian Dennehy's the bad guy. I thought he was a good villain, and I think it's a solid western. It has its fun moments. Definitely an early role for Kevin Costner because you would see later on in his westerns, he got he played it more buttoned down and serious. And here it's like he's smiling more and he's sort of having a good time with this role. Um, but overall, it's a Silverado has a good cast. I mean, just I mentioned those names. Jeff Goldblum again in a Western film, something that you know you wouldn't imagine today, but in this film he played Slick, sort of a bad guy. Yeah, he pretty much is a bad guy. And you do have a couple of features up here. The Making of Silverado documentary, produced by Laurent. I can't pronounce the last name. A Return to Silverado with Kevin Costner, produced by Michael Gillis. So, the only thing I would say about the film, I mean, Silverado, it is over 2 hours and 10 minutes. If I would, I would like to trim that down a little bit. I think it could have been trimmed down a little bit, but still, just overall good cast and some other familiar faces. Amanda Wyss from Elm Street, she's in this small role. Nice lady in real life, met her before. Good Western, so I like Silverado. And as for the DVDs, the update, starting off with this one, The Time Machine. If I could show it, The Time Machine. I was rewatching this again yesterday while I was laying out in bed, and I like this one. I remember seeing this in theater back in 2002, and I had not seen it since. And rewatching it again, I liked it. I like Guy Pearce in the film, and I liked how the creatures look. I forgot what they were called. The Warlocks or something like that? The Morlocks. Yeah, the Morlocks. Provided by Stan Winston. So really good, really good creatures, like practical effects for the most part. And Guy Pearce, I thought he was a good lead. It's a good remake. I know this is a remake and it's not going to be the best of all time, but I like the film. I think it's a, good flick. Kind of forgotten. So that's The Time Machine. Next up, we have The Little Rascals, which I watched this again recently. It had been some years, but I think it's an okay movie. It's decent for what it is. I probably liked it more when I was younger. I would say that. It's one of those. It's one of those films I'm not going to rewatch much. I mean, the kids, they're fine. Some nice appearances in the film that I didn't realize when I was younger, but I realize now, like George Wendt, Daryl Hannah, Reba McEntire, Donald Trump. Who else? Who else is in this movie? And that's my computer making noise. I gotta get it worked on. But who else is in the film? Mel Brooks. Yeah, I almost forgot about Mel Brooks. But some nice appearances. I will say that. Again, I would say for me, at almost 30, an okay movie, an okay comedy, family film. So I'm glad to have in my collection. So I got that. And these other ones I have not seen. We have The Astronaut's Wife with Johnny Depp and Charlize Theron. Haven't seen this one. I've heard not too many good things about it, but for the Johnny Depp collection, why not? Charlize Theron collection, so I got that for $1. Next up, we got this Jean-Claude Van Damme 4-pack. We have Universal Soldier: The Return, Knockoff, The Hardcore, and Second in Command. So we got this 4-pack. Again, Universal Soldier: Return, Knockoff, The Hardcore, and Second in Command. Not bad for $1, so I picked that up. I swear I do have Universal Soldier: The Return, and I must have forgot, but that's it's part of a 4 pack. So, and I'm trying to get more like more of Van Damme's direct-to-video stuff, films for the collection. To for the Van Damme collection. Um, but yeah, I got this 4 pack for $1. Got that. And lastly, a film that I've been looking for, and I was lucky enough to find. We have the original King Kong from 1933. Yep, 33. And features, you have a commentary up here by visual effects veterans. Um, that's kind of it. I mean, newly restored and digitally mastered for its best presentation in over 70 years. So yeah, the original King Kong. Got those. And yeah, so those are the DVDs that I've picked up recently and the films that I've watched. Again, I've already seen The Quick and the Dead, very good film. Another good Western. But that's pretty much it for now. Again, sort of a random video, but I'll probably have another update before the end of April. That's pretty much it. So I want to thank y'all for watching, and have a good day.